Alright, doing episode 2 of the build update. So we're playing Bleed Gladiator. I'll give you some thoughts on the build, where we're at with the gear, the Atlas, and the general league. And also, just a quick note, right? We'll get this out of the way first, because that's probably the more interesting point of the video. We see a lot of these videos pop up every single league. It's somebody, and look, I've done these videos too in the past. I've done how I made a Mage Blood in a weekend. These videos make complete sense. They're good videos. They give you a strategy and they give you some knowledge that you might be able to use. You might not be able to copy the entire strategy because of prices, but you can get a rough idea and do it on a smaller scale. I guess what kind of bugs me about these videos is the way, not just Grimro, just in general, there's this theme of, oh, it's just dead easy to do. Here's the strategy I did. This is what I did to make 200 divines, easy peasy. This game's dead cool, it's dead easy. When you look at it, the reality is he's fully geared. He's probably got every piece of gear he wants to do all the strategies he wants. He's got 200 divines plus, and this was uploaded a day ago, so he probably was recording and editing. He was probably on this level of gear day 1 or 2, right? And having a headhunter speeds everything up. Having the 6-link, having everything perfect speeds the farming strategy up. Also knowing what you're doing. So when you watch these guides, you'll have somebody that will typically, if we take a look at this, Reddit PoE, and this is no disrespect to Grimroll, because I'm saying I do it too. I do the sweaty videos too. But a lot of the time, if we can find it, there is a... Here we go. Somebody made this graph, right, of how to optimally, I think it was Grimroll or someone, how to optimally do your morgue, right? And when you get to that level and you've got the spreadsheets out and it's day 2, they're playing a different game. And there's a lot of people that are not playing this game in that manner. So when you come out of the campaign, you know, if you're just even if you're a decent player, you've played 3 hours on league launch. It launched at like 7 o'clock. Then you've got to get up for work. You've played. When you come home from work, you make food. You've got 3 hours, right? Let's say you did that for 4 days. You've played about 12 hours. You've pretty much smashed it. You've probably done the campaign. You've come out and you've played maps for like 2 hours, right? Meanwhile, we've got the other people saying this is the strategy to do. This is how we made 200 divines. This is all the juice you need, right? There's Alkengol Legion, right, with whatever you can find by the looks of it. There's essences, and there's the super. Now you've got to. What I'm trying to tell you is you've got to understand. This person has not just farmed all of their gear. They've not just farmed all of the time they've been playing efficiently, doing like they're not. I don't want to say they're not having fun, but they're not thinking, I want to do ritual because I just want to do ritual. They're doing what's going to make me the most strategy early to propel me to be able to buy the scarabs that people can't afford. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just letting you know what it is. And so not only has he done all of this, he's also done Alkengol Legion fully tested, essences, Penta Legion, Monstrous Treasure Strongbox, a low investment Strongbox strategy, and Harbinger Scarab. Right, he's done all of these, right? So yeah, he's got 200 divines, because to be honest, and just playing this much that early efficiently will net you currency. So there are, you know, it's a good video, not knocking the bloke, but people panic and people rush on this game, and my main point here is not so much, oh, Grimro bad, you know. The main point of the video is you can take your time and still make a bit of currency. There's absolutely no problem. You don't need to get stuck into this headspace of if you finish the campaign and get into maps and you're not immediately doing a strategy fully juiced up, that you're playing the game wrong and you're never going to make any currency or get any good items. If I wanted to, I could start the league a month in and still have a Mage Blood or a Headhunter, right? It's not the time that you start. The only reason that these videos pop off so much is, to be honest, they get all of the juice so early, and maybe they manage to find a broken combination that maybe down the line will be nerfed or will be picked up by other people, and thus the scarabs will go up in price. Now, I haven't watched the video in its entirety, but I can guarantee that the juice that he was purchasing has skyrocketed. So you've always got to make note of that. Now, in terms of a smaller scale example, right? When I did the campaign, I got, was it 2 divine drops or something out of the campaign, and I went and bought an enlightened gem, and I ran it through the lab to give it 20 quality, and I bought an empower gem. Together, this was I think it was 202C, right? I think that's what I spent. 202C, and I put the rest into a little bit of gear and jewels. If we take a look now, this is, with 20 quality, it could be 80 odd C. Level 2 clean, might even be worth a bit more. This is almost probably 400 C. Now, through me not playing the game, because yesterday I had to fix my car and I had to do some other stuff, and I had an insane migraine. I only played about an hour or two. I think I only played an hour, and even then I was sat in my hideout just chatting to friends, right? I've made like, what? I spent 200, it's probably like 500 chaos. I've made 300 chaos just by getting in there early, right? And now you scale that up with all the scarabs, everything. Now, if we go to my scarab tab, I've not used any. Can't even find the scarab tab. There's probably, maybe I need to update my loot filter or something, but, you know, some of these will be worth way more money now than they were a few days ago. And I know the reason I'm telling you this, right, and it might seem like a pointless, boring video that you already know about, is because we all used to play, the people in my guild and my friends, when we used to play this game early on, we used to feel the same. So we were lab runners, and we would be like, I need to be in the lab by the end of day 1. Like, if I'm not in the lab on end of day 1, monstrous treasures won't be 1C. Twice enchanted won't be 1C, offerings won't be 1C. What we used to do is because we all were going to lab, every bit of currency we had, we just all bought twice enchanted and lab offerings. And I might have got 50, I might have had an enchant sale for 50C, and immediately I put 25 offerings, 25 twice enchanteds. And I would think to myself, if I run these, I'm going to make a load of money, and if I don't, they'll skyrocket. And that's kind of also what these early game strategies do as well. You get 10 Essence of Woes on day 1 versus, 10 Deafening Essence of Woes on day 20. The price is going to be way different. So I'm not saying these strategies don't work. Of course they work. It's a good channel. It's a great way to make currency. Loads of people do it. If we type in Path of Exile currency, there'll probably be loads of people. If we do, say, filter this week, right, there'll be loads. Look, my currency farming strategy, my Atlas strategy, right, okay. So this is just something that always goes on, and you want to not get FOMO'd, like, because if you, here's what I'm saying. If you actually did the strategy that he's doing, you'd have had a fully completed build, fully completed Atlas, and then there's not really much point playing, because you're just there to generate virtual currency, which doesn't mean much when your build's done. Now, obviously, you can go mirror tier and blah, blah, blah. I'm just telling you from my personal experience, when I have done that and I've totally rushed, I've not enjoyed it nearly as much. So now I just play in a manner that I enjoy. So I'll run you through my gear, and I'll tell you that the league's not been great, but there's just been a big patch that's apparently updated the garden, the morgue, should I say. So we'll run some maps, see how that goes. But when I've initially tuned into Grimro's video and other videos, they all say right, get your favorited maps sorted. So your favorited maps are these. And look, I'm not a bad player. Every single league I get fed. Look, there's a piece of gear in my display case. All right, has anyone got one of them? That's a nice piece of gear, innit? Tier 1 Chaos Res, Tier 1 Fire, Extra Curse, Perfect Crit, Legacy, Elevated, Explode. We've got mirrors in Standard. I think I've got 2 or 3 now. I know what I'm doing with the game, but I just like to chill. So at the moment, I'm on a 5-link. It's the same bow as last time. Maybe I 5-linked it since the last video. I bought this chest piece for 8C, and I used, I think, 9 Chaos Orbs on it. And we've gone ahead and done this. I think this is pretty worth, to be honest. 2000 evasion res with spell suppress. Says it's 4 divines. I don't think so, but because it's got no life roll on it, it does allow us to use the 15% max life if there's no life mods. Still the same steel ring, still the same amulet and quiver as last time. I'll hover over them so you can see. Same boots. I think I bought a new belt with a bit more life, res and strength. yeah, flasks still aren't qualityed up. Now the point is, I am on 63 Atlas. I've got an Enlighten, an Empower. I've got a build that can farm. It's it's into red maps now. I've not done any of these. I've not done any of them. With Grimrow's strategy, he had every single map favorited set up, and all the watchstones, or whatever you call them now, because I think they've changed sextant. Anyway, point is, to even begin the strat, or not really to begin it, but to fully be on that level, you've basically got to have completed the game. So like that South Park meme, what happens now? Now we play the game. And I'm not saying that's bad because I do that, right? It is a thing. Like once you've got everything set up, then you can juice, right? But what I'm trying to tell you is, look, I think a lot of people just get FOMO'd out of the game because they see things like this. They see the, what's the word? They see the strategies, the spreadsheets, the Atlas guides, and it's not needed, honestly. I found these gloves myself, found the ring myself, found the amulet and quiver myself, the helmet, the bow I made myself. I purchased this for 1C, I purchased this for 8C, the flasks I found myself, and that's it. The gems, bought them off Lilith, ran them through the lab, got quality on them all. What else have we got? We've got 2 divine orbs and a few chaos. I think a couple of drops since we last played. I've had these 2 pieces of gear drop, which I will equip at some point, which are Fizz, Int, that sorts my Int out, and then Lightning Res. And then this one's not bad, damage over time, Chaos Res, damage, and it's got a bit of Dex and Fizz. So at some point, like, I think I might be able to wear them. I think I'm low on, just ever so slightly low on Dex, aren't I? Wonder how much I am. 173. So I need 6 dexterity. So I could get 4 dexterity by blessing it perfectly, and then maybe taking another node or something, or crafting. Could put life on that quiver, but yeah, we'll get one more level up or something, and then we'll probably just put another dex node in just for now. Got a bit of a chaos ring there. I could also change this ring. It's really not doing that much for me. If we don't need the int, we might even be able to do a swap like this. If I think about it on the fly, I'm just chatting to you guys. There's no rush. We're just chilling. So if I did this, and then that, and then that, I'm not quite capped, am I? So I'm low on lightning res. So any way we can fix lightning res. Not easily. I could put... Yeah, maybe I'll buy a new helmet, because this helmet's pretty terrible anyway. Maybe I'll wear these two items, because that helps my chaos res out quite a lot. And then I'll buy a new helmet. Maybe we could do that process now on the stream. So I'll just put all my auras on just in case. But yeah, we have no resistance auras, so it shouldn't affect us. So we need 13 extra lightning res. So if we just purchase this helmet, we go onto the trade site here. Does it want to do that? That's strange. It didn't do it. Oh, I'm getting a Firefox update. What's going on? The joys. Alright, hold, bear with me. Alright, I think we did it. Right, so we want a helmet with... So we can technically lose 9 fire res, so we could get 22 fire res, 21 fire res. Let's just go 22 fire res. You can do a much more efficient search than this, but because it's a helmet I won't actually keep, I'll just buy a cheap one. And then we want, what, 13 lightning res? So 13 was it, and 22. Some life, some suppress. I think I want it to have more armor than evasion, so I can get another passive, which is this one. Immune to bleed, I think it is, if you've got... Immune to bleeding if your helmet has higher armor than evasion, but We might not be able to do that. So it looks like this is going to be about 5 chaos. So this is actually pretty nice. Let's just set a 20C budget, just out of interest, and see what's got the most spell suppress. 10C, 45 life. I mean, this is pretty good for 10C. 14 spell suppress does help a little. 20C is quite a lot though. Because here's the thing. I remember watching a few currency videos and like, oh yeah, this strategy's dead cheap. It's only like 430C scarabs, and then I'm like, mate, most people don't have 30C anyway. So this has got 69 life. It's got the correct res. It will do for now. The way I see things, right, when I'm buying pieces of gear on PoE, I think to myself, in 10 maps, I'm going to make that back anyway. I'm probably going to get 10C out of 10 maps. So, has this got anything open? How much has my helmet got? 67 life. All right, well, we'll ping this guy and just see, could you do 7C, or is that fixed? I mean, why not? Like, I don't mind asking people. Like, I need my chaos, bro. And there you go, look. That's technically a 30% reduction on the item. And the reason I did that was because it's been up 8 hours. And when you're early on in the league, right, that 7C might help that guy buy the gem that he's after to get his build going. It might help him get an amulet that helps him swap his whole gear. So, like, you can... I'm not going to say lowball people, but I always do ask for a haggle if he's got one. So now we can swap this, yeah? That was nice, easy, quick purchase. Put that back there. Now, if the calculations are correct, we are capped. We can fit all the auras back on. Now... we have lost some life here because of these pieces of gear that we've just equipped don't really have any life on. But we should... I might be out of Alex, actually. I thought I was going to be out of Alex. I think last time I was out of Alex, yeah. So I'll farm a couple of Alex. I'll put some Alex back on. We'll get our life pool back up. Yeah, we're good to go. And then I'm going to see how the new mapping patches. Only thing I've done, which Logic said, is I've done Enduring Cry and Call to Arms, which is basically like doing Enduring Cry, but it automates it, which is why if you ever see someone sat in their hideout and they're constantly war crying, basically this automates your war cry, but you can turn it off. So if it bugs you in your hideout, you can turn it off. So yeah, we're into red maps. We've just, if we take a look, defense, we've got 50 spell suppression, 64 spell suppression, and we're lucky. I could also go ahead and get some spell suppression on my boots. That would help. A little bit more on gloves. So, we're getting there bit by bit. Could also go Mage Bane. Also, on the bow... I've not quite done any unveils really, but on the bow itself, I can get up to 99 fizz. I think there is one more tier. I'll try a craft on this. I got 97. There you go. We've gained some more DPS. That was like, it was a 453 bow. It is now 474. 474 with 1.6. Let's do 1.5 attack speed. What price is that for my SSF bow? 50C. Bosh. There we go. That's not bad. 100C. Wonder what the most expensive one is. 854 divines. 854 fizz, 20 divines. That's got 2 extra arrows as well. 200 divines. It's crazy, bro. Okay, so that's kind of where we're up to. See you in the next one, I guess. If you want to watch live, it's on twitch.tv/GGZII. Yeah.